Breaking news. Zelensky assassination plot foiled in Poland. It is Thursday, February 5th, 2026. Before we get into this, and believe me, it is a massive story. If you support Ukraine, freedom, and justice, I just have one request. Subscribe to Defense Reports. It's your go-to source for timely, in-depth military and defense reports. It really helps us out. Join me in the latest program by Defense Report for the latest in global defense news, military technology, and strategic developments. And today we're going to cover something chilling. We're covering the conviction of a Russian sleeper agent right there in Poland, who is just moments away from helping facilitate a strike on the Ukrainian president at a key NATO gateway. We have to talk about this. The sentencing just concluded in Warsaw, and it's more than just a spy story. We're looking at court documents, and they detail a plan where the war in Ukraine was about to physically, explode inside NATO territory. They caught a man, POUK, who was actively helping Russian intelligence plan to kill President Zelensky on Polish soil.
It's the kind of scenario that security services have been dreading, the absolute nightmare scenario. The court gave him 3.5 years.
Just 3.5.
3.5. It concluded late January. But the really scary part is who this guy is. He's not some, movie villain. He's a 50-year-old Polish resident from a town called Rubizow, a local. Intelligence calls him a legacy asset.
Legacy asset. What does that mean exactly?
It means he wasn't recruited yesterday, wasn't even in it for the money, apparently. He was motivated by this old-school loyalty to a Soviet worldview. He was working directly for the GRU.
And his position, his location was just perfect for them. He was scouting Ryazan Airport.
The gateway to Kyiv?
Exactly. Anyone who follows the logistics of this war knows Ryazan is the absolute heartbeat of Western aid. Ukraine's airspace is a no-go zone, so every Patriot missile, every tank, every VIP President Zelensky included, it all has to funnel through this one single hub.
And that's precisely why the GRU wanted it. You sever that artery, and you start to choke Ukraine's ability to defend itself. And the intel this POUK was gathering was incredibly specific.
Like what?
Security blind spots, convoy schedules, times, routes. And they weren't just planning to watch. The options on the table were a sniper team or...
Wait, a sniper team?
Yes. Or, even more alarming in some ways, an FPV drone strike.
An FPV drone attack?
Yeah.
Inside Poland.
Wow.
That's terrifying. Those things are lightning fast, almost impossible to detect, and piloted with video goggles. A kamikaze drone aimed at a head of state's motorcade, or his plane sitting on the tarmac in a NATO country.
Yeah.
I mean, that just shatters the whole idea of a hybrid war.
It pushes it right to the breaking point. And this guy, POUK, he was completely committed. He even told his handlers he was ready to join the Wagner group. He wanted to do the dirty work himself. But here's the critical connection we have to make for our listeners. This assassination plot, it's not some isolated incident. It's not an outlier. If you look at the reports from late 2025, early 2026, you can see this is just the tip of the spear. It's part of a massive, coordinated sabotage campaign across all of Europe.
I was looking at the cyber side of things, and it is absolutely the same playbook. Just before this, late December 2025, the Sandworm group hit the Polish power grid.
With DynoWiper malware. And the timing on that was a message, a very clear one.
Oh, so?
It was the 10th anniversary of their very first grid attack in Ukraine. They're basically signaling, look, we can do to you what we've been doing to Kyiv for a decade.
And it's not just digital anymore. It's gone physical. We're seeing actual arson attacks popping up everywhere.
I've seen those reports, and IKEA in Lithuania set on fire.
Shopping malls right there in Warsaw.
Yeah.
And those incendiary parcels sent via DHL in the UK and Germany, designed to just ignite while in transit.
It's reckless endangerment of civilians. And you have to notice the pattern and who they get to do this. They're using what we call low-cost proxies.
So not professional GRU agents.
No.
Wow.
They recruit petty criminals on Telegram. They use ideologues like POUK. It's cheap for Moscow. It gives them deniability. And it just floods Western intelligence with noise. They can't focus on the big picture.
They're stress testing our defenses.
Yeah.
Even though those balloon-like objects that floated over from Belarus into Poland and Lithuania earlier this year, it sounds almost silly, but it's not.
No, it's not. They're probing air defense response times. How fast do we scramble jets? What are our procedures? They are draining our resources. That is the strategic goal here. Russia wants to inflict pain. They want to sow chaos and fear without doing that one thing, that one big thing that triggers Article 5 and brings all of NATO down on them.
They want to break Europe's will to support Ukraine, to make us feel unsafe in our own cities.
Exactly. And it's so infuriating because while they play these shadow games here, the reality on the ground in Ukraine is just a brutal kinetic war.
Just on February 1st, strikes on a maternity hospital in Zaporizhia. A bus full of miners hit in Dnipropetrovsk.
And that puts this assassination plot right back into perspective. The attempt to kill Zelensky in Poland was just another tool, another lever to try and stop the resistance to that brutality. The big takeaway here is that logistical hubs like Rizzo, they aren't just airports anymore. They are the new front lines of a war that is refusing to stay within its borders.
It really hammers home the point that we cannot ignore this invisible war that's already happening in our own backyards. You've been listening to Defense Report by Alex, where we analyze the latest in military strategy, global defense, and advanced weaponry. Subscribe to Defense Reports. It's your trusted source for timely, in-depth military and defense analysis. We'll see you next time. And please keep supporting us so we can continue bringing you the latest developments from Ukraine and around the world.
And here's a final thought to leave you with. If a delivery truck can be a bomb or a weather balloon can be a weapon to test air defenses, is Europe's security architecture actually ready for a war that doesn't look like war at all?